Good morning. All right, so I've already marked up some trends. Looks to me like you have two legs down and a trend up, downtrend with a break and a new low. So I'm questioning why this uptrend wasn't able to play out. It's possible that you get some sort of major downtrend. It's one possibility. Or there could just be some horizontal support or resistance there. Let's see if prices break through there though. So right now, this could be a range. Prices hold the overnight lows, clearly moving up and down. But again, it's weird the prices didn't touch the highs here. On the NQ, pretty similar. You have two touches on these overnight lows. And then just one touch on the overnight highs, but it looks like it could be sort of range-like with the way prices are flip-flopping the EMA. This uptrend right here gets a break and new high, creates this congestive area, a breakout pullback for your head lower. This downtrend here, I believe, does not play out, find support off the overnight lows. You get a spike and channel up that I believe has a break and new high. You could pull this out and say it doesn't, but I think if you go there, I believe it has a close outside and a new high. Now you have a downtrend that has a break, and we're looking for a new low, so it might be looking for some sort of second entry short there. CL, I believe you have this major downtrend, this larger downtrend. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I just saw that this might be relevant. You have a uptrend here as a close outside and a new high, downtrend break a new low, two legs up, downtrend gets a break and new low, kind of gets this congestive area, one leg up turns down on the midline, then you get two more convincing legs down for this downtrend. Now you have an uptrend overshoot, break, two legs to a new high, downtrend break new low, uptrend gets broken with two legs, turns right off this trend line, and then you get a second larger leg up right here where the retest trend gets a break in two legs of its own. Now you've made two legs down to this first one here, and you might have a slightly larger or a little bit bigger of a downtrend here, looking for the break and new low of this major downtrend. Now on the RTY, it looks like there's a downtrend with a close outside and new low, and you're finding some support at the overnight lows. It's possible that you can draw some sort of uptrend there, in which case maybe you have a larger downtrend. So let's say if you do draw this kind of uptrend there, something like that, then maybe you'd be saying, okay, why is it turning down before here? So as far as what I can tell right now on each chart, I've been wanting to, or yesterday I was thinking that I should probably say, what do I think is going to happen? So that way I can look back whenever I'm reviewing the chart and see, well, was I right or not? So based on this chart right now, there's really two options. Basically, these overnight lows hold and this turns into a range, or we start trending down, like we continue to break through the support. I'd say the more likely scenario, because this downtrend is already played out, more likely scenario is that we find some support here, at least for a full trend, like at least for a full correction trend, although we could possibly come up to these highs. I think that's what I'm expecting to happen here, and the reason is because this downtrend has already played out exactly at the support, and we are finding some support here. One thing that makes me think that might not be correct is the fact that this uptrend wasn't able to play out. But it feels to me like we're at least going to get a completed correction trend there. Now for the NQ, I think that first and foremost, this downtrend is probably going to get a close outside a new low. I think prices are probably going to head to test the lows here after that. That's what it looks like to me. In fact, you might get an entry on the incur. So looking for a second entry short on the incur, and right now I'm also sort of marking up the trends on my second monitor. So that way I know what's happened, or what is happening on all of them simultaneously. You know, now that I look at the ES chart, it's definitely possible this is just a spike, similar to the incur. This could just be an uptrend with a close outside a new high. Okay, let's flip back to the incur. We are finding a lot of strength here.
Order
I want to be
submitted.
ready for this in case we do turn down strongly. Though this bar is looking really strong right now. So I'm definitely hesitant to take anything. Looks like someone messaged me on Discord. I'll have to respond to that later. So this bar is ending super bullish. And again, I was expecting a break a new low for this downtrend. But with prices closing through the EMA, I'm now a little bit less sure. Okay, I've got everything marked up on the second monitor. And looks like just in time too. Not sure exactly why this prices are turning up higher here without this downtrend playing out. Could be some sort of uptrend. It's clearly a lot of up movement going on. On the RTY, I was considering maybe this downtrend, but now prices are moving up so strongly. This one looks like it's played out to the downside. Now we're moving up, so definitely just looking for longs, looking at this kind of as a range. On the ES, you're setting up a possible second entry long. Although this just looks like kind of one leg back for the most part. Possibility for a failed second entry on CL. To me, it looks like this downtrend could be kind of holding right here, or could have sort of held right there. And you get one spike up right there. This could be a failed second entry, looking for these lows, but you're clearly running into some support. So I want to be careful of that. We did end up heading down there. So on the ES, this short-term uptrend is not playing out, which is kind of odd. On the NQ, you're bumping up against this overnight high. I don't think this uptrend is correct. But I think I might be looking for some shorts to the low side, or of course it'd be to the low side, but some shorts off these highs. The CL has made the break a new low for this downtrend. Still hasn't quite hit this one. It's pretty close though, so now that that's happened, I'm expecting some sort of correction, whether that's up higher or just prices moving sideways for a little while. RTY, I don't really understand at all. I'm gonna have to remove this range. Let's draw this here. I don't believe that has a close outside a new high, so I'm confused on the RTY. This downtrend looks like it's played out. I feel like I've just like slapped on some random trends here and I just don't actually understand what's going on. In Q, you're getting the possibility of a lower high. It'd technically also be a, well, I was going to say it'd technically be a failure, but it won't. It feels like prices have moved a little bit far for a lower high. Also, we've been making these higher lows here. So I'll mark that as a possibility, but I'm going to skip it. I am expecting prices to go down, but I'm just not so sure about that entry in particular. possibility on the CL for a second entry short here, looking for a second leg down. That's a lower probability bet because this downtrend already has a break and double bottom, and this downtrend already has a break and new low. So it feels like pretty much everything to the downside is played out. So I'm not willing to risk this second entry short here. Looking more range-like than anything. I don't really have any expectations on the ES. I'm not exactly sure where prices are headed. Just getting a lot of trends that aren't really playing out. And it looks range-like. NQ. Looks like I was right to skip this trade, but I was wrong that prices were going lower. So I was expecting prices to sort of move lower, but I was thinking that it's possible that prices move up and just stop you out before they go there. Prices are just moving up and through the overnight highs. So that's incorrect there. CL, like I said, I didn't want to take that second entry. And the RTY is moving up higher. Interesting. It's clearly, I don't know about clearly, but let's go ahead and draw this uptrend here. I can't figure out the structure on the RTY. I think it's odd this downtrend doesn't play out. I feel like this one really should have been able to play out. So that's why I'm trying out this uptrend here. Looks like this uptrend might have a close outside a new high on RTY. I think this uptrend is going to get a more convincing break in new high, or at least it's going to get an attempt. So I don't really want to short until I see something like that. And then maybe I'll start playing this kind of as a range. So we do get a lower high, far from the EMA, right there. I don't think that this resistance is, I don't know, sure enough to take that, especially given this uptrend that doesn't have a super convincing break in new high. So I don't think that that's one that I would want to take. On the ES, I think there's an uptrend going on here. And this one is definitely looking pretty clearly range-like to me. Price is just really continuing higher on NQ. I have a downtrend that doesn't play out. Could just be due to this support of some kind. But it also could be some sort of trend. I'm just questioning why prices would turn up right there. I mean, I'd have to really cut prices to get that trend there. So it doesn't really look right unless you start it here. Could be looking for a long on ES. Just a little bit. I can't quite find this uptrend on the NQ. Struggling to find it. CL, I'm waiting until a clearer structure comes about. RTY, looks like I was correct. The prices are going to retest these highs here. So after they do that, if we get a strong move down, then maybe I'll be looking for a short. But right now, that's it. I feel like I'm having trouble getting in the flow of what's happening today. I just noticed that I was sort of zoning out right there, and I mean, if I want to really understand what's going on, I can't be zoning out like that. I need to be fully focused. I mean, there's 4 charts going on. There's always something happening that I need to pay attention to. So right now it looks like there's 2 possible entries. There's a possible long on the ES, a possible short on RTY, because this uptrend now has a closeout side and kind of 2 attempts at a new high. So it kind of looks like this is 2 legs down and this is the attempt at a new high. So now there's the potential for a lower high or failed second entry. This has definitely moved a little far for a lower high. So I'd prefer to see maybe a second entry short / failed second entry long. ES is sort of chopping around, so it's not getting that clear second entry, like 2 legs down, that I would have hoped. Kind of looks more like this. You could say that's a close outside new high already. Maybe it is. Though maybe it's not. It's hard to say. Getting the possibility of the failure on RTY. First entry here. Looking for a second entry to fail. For some reason my eyes are super itchy. The CL, I was saying the prices might make a second leg down, like this one. And I was considering that second entry short. I mean, I didn't really want to take it, but wanted to point it out. And that one failed. Ended up creating 2 larger legs up, and now it looks like we're creating another test of that low. RTY, setting up for a potential failure. I prefer to see it pull up some more. Maybe even have this end as a bullish bar, tick higher and turn down.
Order submitted.
It's definitely a possibility, but it's looking sort of choppy. It's not like a clear, super clean 1-2 legs. Oh, might have to grab some eye drops in a second. Okay, possibility for the failure here. Okay.
Order
price are gonna head
canceled.
up. As I was sort of thinking about this trade, I was like, why am I really expecting prices to go lower here? You've already made 2 legs down. I mean, really, it's just saying this might be a range. It's not a great reason to look for a short. This is looking super range-like. So far this uptrend is looking right on the NQ, but I'm definitely a bit uncertain about it. It doesn't look any better. Yes, this uptrend has a break a new high. Trying to figure out what this what this trend could be. I'm sure that was a real lovely sound for you guys. What could this be? Just really struggling struggling to find that trend. Can't find something that I think looks really, really right. I guess this will tell me what's going on. This trend back here. So I gotta hyper focus on this one to figure out what's gonna happen from here. I love how I said that and then I switched to another chart. Looks like you might trap people right here who are going to trade this trend line. So I saw it almost bounce here, like you found some support and then like quickly turned around. So this could be a nice trap. Looks like it. It looks like this uptrend is obviously incorrect. So what is the structure? There's got to be some structure up through here that I'm not seeing. It's probably not like that. I can't find it. Maybe just play this as a range. I can't quite tell. It's bothering me. Clearly this is a strong spike down though, so I'm expecting probably to get a break a new low on that, but I can see that it looks like prices might have overshot that a little bit. Huh? Maybe. Also, it could just be off of the true overnight low. It doesn't fit as well though. Okay, it's something. Starts in kind of a weird place though. Starting the trend here, which is like technically in yesterday's. Whatever it is, yesterday's price action. Which is definitely odd. Might not be right. CL is indeed correcting, but just correcting sideways. downtrend, break, new low, 2 legs up, attempt to continue lower, fails. Probably done to the downside for now. RTY, okay, there we go. I was like, what the heck is this chart? This uptrend, 2 legs down, attempt at a new high, 2 larger legs down, now you get the new high. Now you might be moving down. Dang it. But it's super choppy still. You're not getting a strong move down. On the NQ, it's tempting to take this second entry short. First entry, second entry, looking for the break and new low of this downtrend. And I'm not sure of this uptrend, but I also am conscious that I just don't exactly know what's going on in this area. And unless I'm like 100% sure of what's going on, I shouldn't take a trade, because there could be something else in play that I could be missing. We are moving lower there. Took a second, but did end up moving lower a little bit. I wonder if, I don't think this is necessarily a good trade, but I just wonder if you would have gotten out. Looks like you would have. Or I would have. Something interesting is happening on the ES. The short-term downtrend here wasn't able to play out. And this short-term downtrend also is not able to play out. Or not yet, at least. So it's interesting. I don't think there's an uptrend. It's too shallow. Clearly there's some up bias, maybe some sort of larger structure going on. RTY definitely not making me feel good about taking a short. And my uptrend on the NQ might actually be right, because prices are moving up very strongly right now. So maybe it was a good thing that I really sat there and tried to rack my brain about what this trend could be, because it helped keep me out of this second entry short. And then also I might have found the correct uptrend. So one data point for being hyper vigilant about what's going on. Because there's definitely a point in time where I probably would have just looked at this downtrend and said, well, that downtrend needs to break a new low. I'm going to take the next second entry short. And there's a second entry short off the EMA, so it's a good chance I would have taken that one. Obviously wouldn't have been the right trade though. So now the question is, what is going on the ES? The real question is just, why are prices turning up there? Such an odd place. Could be that, or it could just be something steeper. And the RTY. Clearly prices found some support here. I think you could argue that has a break in new low. And that definitely has a break in new high. Might want to pull this piece up here. Nothing really to take on the RTY, at least. It's just looking range-like more than anything. I found myself getting pretty frustrated looking for the correct trend on NQ. I felt like I just couldn't quite find it. And it was definitely frustrating me. It was like solving a difficult math problem where I knew the answer in hindsight was going to look super obvious, but at the time I just couldn't quite figure it out. Like a tough riddle or something like that. I gotta be careful about whenever I lean back in my chair like that, because that probably means that I'm not paying full attention. I just kind of realized that yesterday, that whenever I do that, it's kind of just me. I mean, I'm still looking at the screen, I'm still waiting for something to happen, but I'm not like actively analyzing the chart. And really what I need to be doing is like constantly actively analyzing the chart. I thought the CL froze for a second. Wasn't really going anywhere and wasn't ticking through at all. So on the RTY, what am I expecting? Prices are really struggling to go lower. So I'm thinking that prices will most likely break out the high side, because you've really tried to go lower multiple times. It's just not happening. So thinking the price will probably break out the high side here. On the ES, let's see, 2 legs down, uptrend breaking new high, downtrend breaking new low, spike up, spike down, neither one kind of plays out there. Uptrend breaking new high, find support, downtrend, that doesn't really help, can't play out there. Odd. I can't quite figure it out. There's still some weird things about this uptrend, like price is not touching here and starting in a weird place. So I'm gonna take another look. On the RTY, there's a second entry short off this resistance. Could be good. On the NQ, my beloved trend here is not holding. Looks like we might be making a second leg down. It's not to say it's incorrect. Prices could move to a break a new high of that or something like that, but it's odd for that to have broken if it is right. Still the best thing that I can find right now. clearly just looks like a range on ES. In fact, I'm actually going to pull down this resistance here. And that makes more sense. I'm liking hiding all the drawings, like temporarily hiding all the drawings to just see, okay, like do the structures I have on there even make sense? And if you look at it this way, you can clearly see there's a range right here. It's not so clear that there's a larger range. There's definitely some resistance in this area. That's for sure. That's about it though. So definitely something that was there. This probably isn't worth salt. Clearly finding some support here on the ES. So it's like inconsistent support and resistance levels for the ES at least. So clearly there was support here, but then it's moved up and now it's like right here. In Q, this major uptrend still could be correct, but it's just so weird. It's such an odd place. I don't know. The biggest question mark for me is why isn't this downtrend playing out? Yes, the short-term downtrend now has definitely a clear break in new low, or will, most likely. Because this is a close outside new low all in one bar, but it looks like prices are making a more convincing one now. watching these repeated downtrends not playing out, and this one not, or having trouble playing out, makes me think that if we did get a nice strong failure above the EMA or something like that, maybe I'd be willing to take it. Could be a failure on the NQ. Again, I'm seeing these downtrends not playing out. Price is really struggling to go lower.
Order submitted.
Possible uptrend needing a break and new high. Definitely a riskier one in the terms of there's a few places where I could be wrong in the analysis. Okay, that was super strong. So I can actually drop a
order filled.
Really deep limit order in because it did tick higher here. It's always, I mean, I say this every time, it's tough to get the orders in the right place on the NQ. So I saw prices kind of explode off right there in a place where I'm thinking we could get some sort of reversal. These downtrends are continuously failing to play out. Right now I think this uptrend is possibly correct. It's tough to say, but seems like it is to me. Saw prices kind of explode up on a failed second entry. I was looking for momentum there and definitely got momentum. Was able to drop a limit order back a bit because prices ticked higher early here and then turned around basically instantly. So I was able to drop that limit order back a bit. So I definitely recognize that's a riskier trade. It's definitely not as certain. There's a lot of places where my analysis could be incorrect. And with that being said, maybe it's, not good to risk that one.
Stop fill.
And yeah, we did get stopped out there, so probably not the best risk to take. So this one, as I mentioned, I think I was just getting a little bit too fancy in my analysis. Seeing these downtrends weren't playing out. Expecting we might move to a break a new high of this uptrend. But it's not the best entry ever. This one probably just falls under the category of me being very uncertain about the context, but taking a trade anyway. And I am feeling pretty annoyed with myself for taking this in the first place, to be honest, because I knew it wasn't like a sure thing. And whenever I was reviewing yesterday, I took a lot of time or a lot of energy in making sure that I was like, why am I taking things that aren't sure things? Like, why am I taking things whenever I'm unsure of the context? And this is a prime example of that. So definitely feeling a little bit annoyed with myself. want to drink that there before it got too warm. Anyways, yes, clearly just in a range. NQ. This uptrend still could be correct. Clearly there's that support coming in there. Maybe the trend is just like this. It's just that. I mean, it feels better than having that like kind of oddball trend. The midline fits pretty well throughout here. CL is really picking up. Quite the uptrend there. RTY is breaking down. So on the ES, we're bumping up against this support here. Trying to see if that's going to hold. I do believe there's a secondary trend working down. Could end up just being a range on incur as well. CL is moving up strongly, possibly creating a spike and channel up. Looks like we're headed to test the overnight highs there. The RTY. Breaking below this range there. And I removed this earlier, but this might come into play later. The ES is breaking below the range support. So I'm thinking prices are probably going to come back and test this area. But this is a pretty strong downtrend, so it's possible that get a chance to play that downtrend beforehand. On the CL, this spike and channel that I was looking at, it's not holding there. Just gonna go and remove it. Uptrend has a close outside a new high. Strong push down. Super strong push down, so definitely the opportunity to take a short. I believe this uptrend has a break in 2 legs to a new high, followed by this strong push down. Could create the opportunity for like a second entry short or something on CL. The NQ chart, more than anything, just has not made like hardly any sense to me. Just don't understand. I need to look at the number of bars on the ES, because I feel like the CL might need to adjust the tick size. I changed it around yesterday, but I might have dropped it a little too low. No, actually, 120 bars. I think there's actually even more on the ES. I think it was 140 or something like that. 113. How many was this again? So 113 and 121. So that's basically dead on. It's crazy. CL, you're setting up for a possible short entry. You could count this first entry, second entry, but this all looks like one low to me and just one leg up. So I'm going to play that as just one leg up. The ES has a possible short as well to play this downtrend. Clearly this downtrend is right. Even though I'm expecting prices to pull back and test these previous lows of the range, you could get a short before then, because I think this downtrend will probably take precedence. On the CL, you do get a second entry short here. It looks a little congestive.
Order submitted.
Clearly there's a short-term uptrend with a break and new high and a bearish bar. Looks a little sideways though. I feel like if this does break lower, it's probably worth it.
Order filled.
So I do think this downtrend here, this short-term downtrend, is going to get a break and new low. But this is quite a choppy, congestive little area right here. So it's possible this was not actually a great trade. I definitely see the short-term uptrend in there, having a close outside and a new high. With that bearish bar right off the EMA, looking for a break and new low of the short-term downtrend. But with the congestion, I could very well have taken a bad trade there. I'm also asking prices to go pretty far, so the break and new low is only right there. Maybe even, yeah, something like there. And I'm asking prices to go all the way down here, so you know, a little bit questionable there. and watching for a second entry short on ES. Looks like this short-term uptrend is still in play to me. I believe we're about to get stopped out on CL. Prices are moving up off this support level. Looks like we're about to get stopped out there.
Stop filled.
So that's 2 losses for the day. I used to just hang it up after 2 losers and just like call it for the day. But ultimately I'm here to learn, so I'm gonna stay on. I've taken away that rule just because, I mean, it doesn't actually do me really any good. Like I said, I'm here to learn, so if I'm not here, I'm not learning. I don't feel particularly shaken by either one of those. Like I said, I was annoyed by the incur and the CL. Yeah, I mean, I think I probably knew that I shouldn't have taken that. So, I mean, I think I knew that I probably shouldn't have taken either one of those. So, kind of getting in my own way today, I guess. And we're headed towards the breaking new low on ES for the downtrend. So no chance to really enter here now. On the NQ, still struggling to really understand what might be going on. Looks more range-like than anything. Maybe this is just the lows here. It's just a range like this. That could be a spike down, and this could be a channel there. I don't know, I feel like I'm trading like a complete novice. Not just in the trades, but also just in my analysis. Yeah, I know I said that I was going to stay on and just keep learning, but I'm actually getting a little bit frustrated, and I've never done well after taking 2 losses, so I think it's best just to call it a day, and I will be back on tomorrow, but no trading on Friday and no trading next week, which I'll be out of town, so it'll actually give me a good chance to look back at some of my old analyses and sort of determine, why I haven't been doing so well lately. This is, I think, maybe 5 losing days in a row, which is pretty outrageous. It shouldn't really ever happen. So maybe actually what I'll do is I'll take this next hour to look through those. So I think that's probably a good idea. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Neil, I don't check the chart, or I don't check the chat until I'm done trading for the day. I'm glad you loved the stream yesterday. I'm just, learning trading. This is my 3rd year. I'm not consistently profitable. Sometimes I do better than others. So, definitely probably don't feel like you're going to get too much out of this, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm doing this for accountability more than anything. You said you believe it is a bearish trend. I'm assuming you're talking about during the early morning hours, whenever I was looking at a bearish trend on the RTY and the ES. I was considering that might be a possibility, but I definitely wasn't, sure of any kind of bearish trend. And pretty quickly, I think I got rid of that one. You say it's trading near the VWAP, so you think it's going to be choppy. Well, it ended up being a choppy day, so maybe you were right about that. I don't check the VWAP, so I have no idea what that might tell you about, whether the day's going to be choppy or not. And you're saying facts, you got to stay focused. You can't zone out. That's totally true. Sometimes I will zone out, and I definitely zoned out a few times today. So it's something that I constantly need to keep an eye on. But yeah, that's it for me. I will see you guys tomorrow for whoever happens to see this.